I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research if you're doing anything like investments in cryptocurrencies, because they're speculative and you could lose it all. So, yeah. I really don't normally talk about TA of any kind very much, and I'm really not going to talk about very much what any technical analyst would dare to call TA today. But I am going to show you something that I think is pretty important. And I tried to show it last time. I don't know what happened with the old YouTube, but something happened. And for some reason, it wouldn't show this graph. So I went ahead and even edited it a little. Well, added added some content there to it, maybe just to make it more fun. But you can still see the overall point of the graph here. And actually, we'll even go to the actual graph in a moment on TradingView as opposed to my scrawled hand version over it. But what you can see here in the top of the graph here is in green. It says 3 and then it has green candle. And it says 3 green candles equals and a little scrawled caricature of a bull running, right? Leaving the red behind. It just nothing but beautiful long green all over him. Anyway, so why do I think that this is going to be the case, that we are looking at a bull run right now? Well, um, from a marketing point of view, okay, and I'm not talking about from an investment point of view. So if you're looking for an investment suggestion, please go elsewhere because this is not it. And you will see other investment related people in this video. So if you're looking for that, stay tuned because there are some interesting people that I will mention, including the works of the great Alessio Rustani and the great Crown of the Crown's Crypto Cave and others. But those two definitely. So basically, what we have here is a situation where if you look at the actual green candles that have showed up um, in January, in February, March, and April now on the old record chart here, what you can see very clearly is that those 3 candles represent something that is unique in Bitcoin. And what I mean by unique, I mean it is a unique pattern that is found in every single instance. So wait, I thought you said it was unique. Well, it has a unique property or trait to it. It is found in every single instance in which there is a bull run. And it is not found in any instance in which we are in a bear cycle, market, run, whatever you want to call it. Right? So how do you find this? Well, you look at the BLX, Brave New Coin Liquid Index from Bitcoin, right, which is pretty good. It has the longest, chart, dating back the longest chart on exchanges for Bitcoin. And you just look at the monthly candles. Like, you don't have to be a rocket scientist for this, which is why I say this is not TA. Because any TA worth their salt will tell you this is not technical analysis. I get it. I get it. This is very plain, simple. Just look at the chart and see something very obvious that's happening. And you'll notice that since 2010, when Bitcoin was first traded on exchanges, the only time it ever went up 3 times in a row, right, or more, but 3 times in a row, are when it's in a bull run. And whenever it's in a bear market, whether that bear market is a month or 5 months or a year or a year and a half, etc., in the bear markets, you do not get any indication of 3 months of green candles in a row. It just hasn't happened. Could it happen? Yes. Of course it could happen that you could get 3 green ones in a row in a bear market. But it hasn't happened yet. And that is significant to me as a marketer, because it means that there is a strong sentiment in the market. I don't care if the technical analysis shows that we are officially confirmed to be above a certain moving average or whatever, right? And here we go. Like, there are brilliant technical analysts if you want to know that stuff, right? Like I said, have a look at some of the recent videos. And these are people I do not agree with all the time. And yet I respect their authority. I respect their very strong analysis capabilities. And frankly, they make very good analysis. And a lot of their calls are very good. Whatever you want to think about them, whatever your opinions are. But like Alessio just released a video today on Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Yeah. He just released a video where basically he pointed to the fact that the last month broke above this important moving average, right? And saying if we go above it in May, meaning if we close the month of May above it, that'll be 2 months in a row that we were above the moving average in, closing the month above, according to the TradingView chart. And again, like he says, pick a chart and go with it. Like, we're just going to use the TradingView Bitstamp chart as the example, because that's the one I look at, but also the BLX one for the monthly, right? Just because I'm not looking at it on daily even. I'm just looking at the monthly chart. Look at that monthly, we're above that average. And I don't care about that moving average. Okay? Alessio cares greatly about that average, because to him, he's doing much more technical analysis, because he's looking at it from an investment point of view, which is great. I am not, right? Like, whatever investments I'm doing, whatever I'm doing analysis, I'm not broadcasting that to YouTube, because I don't pretend to be some technical analyst. Okay? And that's an important distinction between my videos and other people's videos. This is not a place to come and figure out, oh, should I buy or should I sell right now? Like, I am fundamentally strong on, I am strong, I am a firm believer, No. I am confident that cryptocurrency and blockchain projects will be around for a long while to come. Right? Years at the very least, if not decades. And I am confident that the future for these technologies and uses of them, the future looks bright for them. And to be in on it now is a good thing from a marketing point of view. And from personally an investing point of view, but that's my own personal issue and has nothing to do with anybody who's watching this video. But from a marketing point of view, this is a strong time to be looking at pushing your crypto-related projects, products, software, services, whatever you're offering, right? This is the time, because the likelihood is, historically speaking, we will not see these lows again. Yes, I'm showing you a screenshot, by the way. I won't play the video, of course, for Crown and for Alessio and stuff because of copyright stuff. But you should definitely check out their videos and, if you haven't already, right, subscribe to their channels and all that, because those guys are quite good. But going back to the actual BLX chart, right, the reason that I'm doing this is because this simple indicator, right, tells us a lot, right? It tells us very simply there is a strong sentiment, a strong energy, a lot of money coming into this space. So this means you are likely to find good prospects to reach out to now, much more than you were, 5 months ago, right? And pretty much all of last year. So if you can execute your marketing plan now, then you're on board with the right time phase, right? You're not looking at specifically trying to nail the date of your launch. You need to pick your strategy and go with it according to your timeline. Don't be too worried about the market price action, because that's really irrelevant. But to know the trajectory of the market is important. And I think, okay, all these other guys who have all these really over-complex technical analyses, in my view, well, the ones who are over-complex, which frankly does not include the two that I just showed you, or at least not Crown, that's for sure. And Alessio, I think maybe he has a lot of indicators that he likes to show, and, you know, the old broken clock thing. You show too many indicators, eventually one of them is going to be right. But he does make a lot of good calls, it has to be said, right? And they look at things very technically because that's the way they're operating. That's the field they're in, and I'm not. And I'm looking at, for example, where are your KPIs in marketing related to crypto, right? You do have the same KPIs in many respects, but they're not all the same, right? Like, are you going to measure your revenue, first of all, in fiat or crypto? Which is a serious question. Because if you believe firmly in whatever you're doing in crypto or blockchain or whatever, probably you want at least some of that, if not most or all of it, to be in crypto. Although having all of it in crypto may seem quite risky. And frankly, if you look at the smartest ICOs of 2017, or when I say the smartest, the ones who did the best financially, not just during the ICO phase, but after it, the ones that did the best are the ones that didn't just frivolously waste their funding, right? They were very careful to manage it and not be just, spoiled about the monies they had raised. They actually spent time to focus on building the product. And that's, hopefully where you're at, that you've been focusing on building your product and getting it out there, doing the marketing necessary. And now you can see, again, just with Bitcoin, as there are indicating signs at an increasing rate, you have things like Backed and ICE and NASDAQ data feeds and all these different, additions of different cryptos on different exchanges and new agreements with various big parties, institutional investors, big amounts of money moving from one wallet to the other, whatever it might be. Huge transactions are happening all over the place, right? And we're even seeing things like Binance is going to be probably having their own token, apparently, stablecoin, which raises a very serious question about why would you want to use the stablecoin owned by like the biggest exchange of crypto in the world? That's a very dangerous proposition. I mean, seriously dangerous. That means that if you trade on there, and I'm not necessarily saying it can't be done well or managed well or anything, but it's a very serious, dangerous proposition. If it's not done well, especially. Why? Well, because if you allow one exchange to have all of this power, where they can literally write their own blockchain and essentially control it, because they would have more than 51% hash power on the network, then they can just rewrite whatever they want and keep all the money on trades. Like, who's to say they wouldn't be able to just take additional bits and pieces here and there? And, I'm not saying they would, but it is a concern. And there are other people out there like Chico Crypto and others who talk about, Binance and stuff and point out various things about it. Maybe it's a bit dramatic, whatever, but, it is investigative journalism in the world of crypto, which is probably, something that we don't have enough of. Right? We always hear about, all these scams. Well, if there really are, then there should be more intrepid journalists out to demonstrate that. And at least I got to hand it to that guy. He's doing a good job of,